Very good morning to my next guest. Tracey Rhodes has been described as comedy gold, and we have her on the line now. Welcome to the XLR radio show, Tracy. Thank you for taking the time out to speak to us. How are you?
No worries. Thank you for inviting me, Daniel. I'm very well, thank you.
Great stuff. We've had a little chat before, so really good to break the ice. You describe yourself as a multi-award winning comedian. Describe more about your act for the benefit of the people who haven't seen you before.
Okay, our Trace, she's a larger-than-life, Guinness guzzling, man-eating northern woman. No holes barred, no boundaries. What you see, what you get. You know, the pictures on the packet, that's what you see, that's what you get.
Great stuff. Where did it all begin?
Believe it or not, it all began in a care home 20 years ago. I was asked to do a 20-minute spot for the residents, and because I did a lot of acting, I did a lot of pantomimes, I did a lot of theatre work at the time in my late teens, I decided to do it in character. So I went round the charity shops, got my outfit, of which still exists today, the infamous purple hat and the frock, and I did a 20-minute spot to the old people. Nobody laughed, but they all wet themselves. There you go.
Great stuff.
And it went down a storm. It did go down a storm.
And since then, you've been continuing making people laugh to this very, very day.
Yeah, we decided to go into comedy, and from that day, I did an audition for a local entertainment council, and from that audition, it just snowballed and snowballed throughout the years.
Wonderful stuff. Now, you've been going viral on Facebook, social media. One of your videos being nearly seen 7 million times. That's incredible.
Do you know what? We never, ever expected that at all. That just came out the blue.
And do you get recognised in the street a lot from that and from your gigs?
Definitely.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely.
And, when you're performing, how hard is it to remember all your material? And do you write your own material, or do you just make it up as you go along, improvise?
Initially, I was worried about two things. Being inexperienced, obviously, when I first started, I was worried that A, I'd forget my lines, and B, people wouldn't laugh. But I've never had that problem. I'm very, very lucky.
Good stuff. And where has been the most unusual place you have performed in?
The most unusual place? Oh, I'd say a bingo hall.
Oh, okay.
It's like the last venue we ever expect to do. But yeah, we've done a couple of bingo halls, believe it or not.
And do they go down well?
Yeah, absolutely. And back gardens, we've done 2 or 3 back gardens.
Oh,
wow. Private views.
Gardens.
In marquees, yeah.
Yeah, garden centres. Wonderful.
Yeah.
And if you had to choose another career as a second choice, what would it have been?
What would it have been? You see, I've had a wonderful life. I've had 2 or 3 wonderful careers. I don't, because I'm 55. I know it's hard to believe. So, what would I do now? I love doing what I do now. To be honest, Daniel.
So you're doing what you enjoy now, basically.
Well, this is my hobby. My comedy's my hobby. As a daytime job, I'm a mental health worker.
Mm-hmm. Great stuff. So you're doing you're doing wonderful stuff for the community as well.
I love it. Yeah. It's so rewarding. Yeah.
And if you had to travel in time, where would you travel in time to?
Where would I travel to?
Yeah, travel in time to. If you had to go back in time, or you could go forwards if you wanted to.
I've always wanted to go to the Maldives. Does that count?
Yeah. You could go to the Maldives, whether it's now or in the future or in the past. You could put that in the answer. That's a great
Are you listening,
answer.
Terry? It's my husband. He's listening.
Cool. And what do you do when you're not performing? What do you do when you like to relax out of the limelight?
Spend time with family.
Yeah.
I'm currently learning to play the banjolele,
Mm-hmm.
so that's very relaxing. But I don't get much time, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it's in, my spare time is invested in the comedy.
Sure.
And as I say, family.
Ah, lovely. If you had, and finally, we got a few more questions left, and we're going to play a little bit of a game. We'll come back to, come to that in a minute. If you had to pick one dream meal, what would it be?
For me?
Yeah, for yourself. If you had to pick one dream meal, what would it be?
It's got to be fish and chips.
Fish and chips, a great British classic. That is, Trace.
Yeah.
Righty ho. And I think that about wraps it up. But before I let you go, I'm going to play a game for you now. It's called the 50-second 50-50 game. And basically, I'll give you two options. It could be on anything, and you have to choose which out of the two options you prefer. And if none of them you like, you can easily say pass. So I've got a stopwatch here, and basically I'm going to count 50 seconds down, and we're going to go through as many of these as possible. So if you're happy with that, let's play the 50-second 50-50 game. You happy with that?
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
let's get a cuddly toy, or...
Yeah. I'm sure we can arrange a chocolate bar for you. Right then, let's start the game. Right, 50 seconds counting. Cat or dog?
Cat.
Indian food or Chinese food?
Chinese.
The Voice or The X Factor?
The Voice.
70s music or 80s music?
70s.
Coca-Cola or Pepsi?
Pepsi.
Dairy milk or Kit Kat?
Dairy milk.
Brown sauce or red sauce?
Brown.
Burgers or sausages?
Burgers.
Coronation Street or Emmerdale?
Coronation Street every time.
Blue or grey?
Blue.
Marmite or marmalade?
Marmalade.
iPhone or the Samsung?
Samsung.
Spring or summer?
Summer.
Snow or rain?
Snow.
Yes, you just got that one in. Thank you very much there, Tracy. So out of that, you have scored 14.
Do you know what? I got one wrong there.
Which one was it?
On reflection, it's iPhone, not Samsung.
Ah, so the iPhone. A little bit of a correction there. Our Trace prefers the iPhone to the Samsung. But nevertheless, you have scored 14 on the 50-second 50-50 game. Very well done for that. Right,
thank you.
And before we go, in Margate, you're coming to Margate in Kent on the 7th of September. So, well...
Yeah, lock up your sons. Our Tracy's coming to Margate. Yeah. Looking so forward to it, really excited. It's going to be a fantastic show with plenty of surprises. And the tickets are going amazing.
Cracking stuff, our Trace. And what a great interview. Thank you so much for taking time out this morning.
Daniel, no, thank you. Thank you. And thank all your listeners out there in anticipation of hopefully meeting you when I come down Margate.
Great stuff. Thank you for listening. XLR Radio, special guest today, our Trace. All the best, Trace.
Goodbye.